Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today it's another episode of the podcast. It's a little themed. Alright, since it's the month of October, it's Halloween season. So, we're gonna be talking about horror movies. And my opinions on them. To be honest, I like a good scare once in a while. But there's just so many of them. I mean, so many of them. Like, you can literally pick up a camera and just record a murder. Okay, I'm joking, obviously, but there's just so many of them. And there's also so many sequels, spin-offs, so many shows. Alright. I think the favorite of the bunch that I probably want to binge, and it's kind of cliched, but okay, maybe it's not cliched, but Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th. But here's the thing. Speaking of Friday the 13th, with every horror movie, alright, there's always has to be like a theme behind it. You know, horror movies in general are meant for like Halloween, in my opinion. But there are specific themes, like Halloween themed movies, alright? Like the Halloween series, alright? Or Scream. Should we count Scream? I'm not sure. I've never seen the movies. I just know the plot, alright? The main plot, alright? We also got ones that are dedicated to summer or 4th of July, like Friday the 13th, or The Purge. Does The Purge count? I don't know. And then we got ones that are dedicated to Christmas. Alright, like Silent Night, Krampus, and probably many more. Alright. But I think the aspect, if it gives you a scare, it's generally meant to be for Halloween, alright? Now, that might be bias, alright, because if you're watching a summer movie during the month of winter or something, then it kind of just throws things off balance, alright? So, to be honest, horror movies don't scare me. Alright, they just don't. I mean, I might have a few jump scares here and there, but let's just be completely honest. There's only been at least 2 movies that literally frightened me as a kid. Alright. Not as a kid. Still frighten me to this day. Alright. Pet Sematary and Hannibal Lecter. Alright. Why? Well, gray-skinned people just scared the living crap out of me. Alright. You know what? Dropping that, they scared the living shit out of me. Alright? Scaring... It's just so... Gray people. Now, I know there might be out there's a condition where someone's skin is gray, and that means that they're very sick. So, I do apologize. You have my condolences. But I can't stress this enough, alright? When someone's skin is gray, alright, and has some spooky attributes behind it, then, to be honest, it scares me, alright? And I don't know why, or how, or when, but to be honest, it always scared me, alright? If you know what I'm talking about with Pet Sematary, alright, there's his mom's sister. She was very sick, alright, and, when I first seen the movie, the only bit that scared me the most is probably the mom's sister. Alright. I don't know if it's just me or anything, but that bit just generally scared me. Alright. Hannibal Lecter, there's this guy that cut himself with a mirror, and that's why he kind of looks like that in the movie. I mean, I do understand. There are people. I don't even think his skin is gray. I think the appearance just kind of frightens me a little bit because now I do understand deformity and stuff. You shouldn't be scared of deformity, alright? Because they can't help it, alright? They honestly, and I respect them for that, alright? I'm even cool with them, alright? But when it's portrayed in movies and just add a little spookiness to them, that kind of scares me a little bit. With Hannibal Lecter, when the guy cut himself with a mirror, alright, that's self-harm to the skin, so it's not at birth, so all good, alright. But other than that, horror movies, they don't scare me, alright. They honestly just don't, okay. I might get a few frights or two, but they just don't scare me afterwards, alright? Let's take an example, the 2017 It, or the sequel, or both, alright? I seen it once, I got a few jumps out of it, and after watching it a little bit more, it don't scare me no more. It just doesn't. It's not scary, alright? I don't know what to tell you. Oh, and I also forgot to mention, the 13th ghost. There are some ghosts that kind of gave me a little fright, too. I think I'm just naturally just scared of body horror when it's done right. And it's just, it scares me. Those things scare me, alright? I think that's what I'm trying to say, is that body horror just scares me. But there are some horror movies that I'd like to watch. Like I said, Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th. Those ones, they're not that bad. And I prefer watching those ones than any of the other popular ones. There's also some PG stuff that I would watch on a daily basis too. Right now, I've been binge watching Wednesday because I need something to watch on Halloween season, and if I have to be completely honest, I don't really do much. So I'm trying to do a little thing for myself and watch some, like, a series or so. Because, like, why not? This episode is kind of short because I kind of just talked about horror movies. I just remembered a thing. Not remember the thing, but like, I remember watching this one movie called I Know What You Did Last Summer, and then the two other sequels. Those movies are okay, to be honest. I barely remember them. And it's about a guy who kills their victims with a hook. The cliche shit of cliche shit. Alright. But, yeah. Pet Cemetery, I mentioned. That one. Any of the Stephen King products. Well, is it Silver Bullet? It was just the 4 DVD set, alright, with 4 of the movies, and And the only ones I remember is Pet Cemetery. And yeah. What else? You've seen a little bit of The Shining. But that's like whenever it's on TV, and only seen like bits and pieces of it. What else? That's honestly kind of about it. I don't really watch horror movies that often because it's kind of dumb. Alright. Oh no. 7 victims. The 7 main characters are out to trying to discover what's what and try to hide from the spooky monster. While the spooky monster, one by one, kills each one until there's a final male or female. The trope is getting old. It's been used in each and every horror movie, and it's been used. It's cliched. It's the most cliche thing you can ever think of. It's been done over and over again. Like, I mean, I can't help it. It's the only formula that the horror movies can use. Now, there are some that don't necessarily use that said formula. But I digress. Alright. But, yeah. Now, it is that time of the episode where I give out channel updates. And I'm going to say this now. I think we're not going to do a Q&A unless we're going to get questions. Because I think ever since I uploaded that said video about in August, like the end of August, there hasn't really been any questions. So, don't expect a big video, but like, kind of expect something. I don't know. What else? I don't know, we're kind of inching closer and closer to 200 videos, so that's pretty good. I mean, we're slowly getting to 200 videos. With the 200th video, I'm probably going to do, like, some... I'm not going to say, though, because that'll just ruin the surprise, man. Other than that, I'm not even entirely sure on what I'm going to do. Although, I know for sure the next podcast episode is going to be a sequel to the previous ones. I mean, I kind of already did with one of them, but that was just like a whole series. I am specifically doing just one episode, like a sequel to an episode. Alright. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of short. I mean, most of them has been kind of short, but this one is kind of not. But, to be honest, that's pretty much about it. I mean, thank you all for attending to this episode, today's episode. Hope y'all enjoyed. So, gonna leave a like, subscribe, and as always, enjoy.